course, looking at how to grow in 2018 and should live the dead. We'll take something on parental tips for rape in minors. Trust me, it's going to be all interesting and very informative this morning.
Yes, in a world that is ever evolving, that is ever changing, a lot of people seek, growth. A lot of people, they want to see different kinds of changes in their life. But how would you know if you are growing, despite all the changes that you are seeing in your life? Does change necessarily means that you are growing? Our life coach or business and executive coach is here with us, and he will be doing justice to the topic this morning, and he will tell you how to grow this year 2018 like the child that you are, that you can be. Welcome once again. We have Abiola Salami with us here in the studios.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good morning, Abiola.
Good to have you again.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if I should say the word grow is synonymous to change. I don't think they're synonymous. But then a whole lot of people think that when you grow, you change. Of course, yes, when you grow, you change. But does it really mean that at every point in time when you change, you're growing?
Okay. Let me start by saying this first point, that growing old is compulsory.
Although some women don't want to hear that.
But
Like
growing old is compulsory.
Of course it is.
But growing up is by choice. Growing old is compulsory.
It's
But growing
inevitable.
up.
It's inevitable. But growing up is by choice. What does it mean to grow old? At some point in time, you will be 1 year old, 5 years old, 10 years old, 30, 50,
And
60,
maybe 100.
and maybe 100. And if you want to grow more than that, maybe 120.
Oh,
Who knows?
200.
That is growing old. It will happen. It will
Okay.
happen. He said 200, receive it.
And
Hallelujah, glory to God.
Growing old will happen.
Okay.
But growing up, that is the place of maturity. That is the place of development. And by development, I'm not talking about physiology now. The place of maturity. That is by choice. So many people, everybody in this world, this 2018, everybody will grow old.
yeah.
It is plus 1 year. Everybody will add 1 more year, and so everybody will grow old. So there will be some changes in our physiology. But the place of growing up is the changes, the development that we require in our psychology, not in our physiology. Our physiology is our body. Our psychology is our mindset, our mental state,
True.
which is what brings about the success that most of us will desire. So growing up is the place of maturity. And when you talk about change and growth. I mean, even in elementary economics, people know. I mean, we learned that change and development are two different things. Change could be positive or negative, and I'm not talking about some people that talked about change some time ago. And now, but growth is improvement. Change is about difference. Growth is about improvement. You don't just want something different. You want something different that leads you to improvement. And so growth is about improvement.
Take it easy. Something different that leads you to improvement.
Yes. You want something different, not just a change, not just something new, not just something different. It is different and it leads to improvement.
Like marriage now.
Yes.
I mean, invariably, we're talking about positive changes.
Yeah, that's a great example. If I were you, I would
marriage.
defend that.
Yeah.
And I would use that to my advantage if I were
Like
Which
you.
is a
marriage.
good one, yes.
Which is what I'm about to do now for
Exactly.
you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
like you said, that changes in life could be positive or negative.
Yes.
So the one that would lead to development should be the positive one.
Yes, which is growth, which is what leads us.
And that has
to
to
growth.
be is a deliberate effort. Is that effort you make?
It's a choice
A
that
choice
you
you
make.
make, okay.
Yes. And one major thing that positions you towards growth is how committed you are to learning.
Learning again is creeping up today.
Yes. How committed you are to learning. I mean, you cannot grow beyond your knowledge. You cannot grow beyond your knowledge. You grow based on what you know. And when you talk about knowledge, there are 3 things I want us to look at. One is knowledge for knowledge itself. The other one is skills. And the third one is attitude.
Knowledge for knowledge itself.
Knowledge,
Skills.
knowledge,
Skill and
skills, and attitude.
Attitude. Okay.
Now, those are 3 areas that we need to grow in. You need to increase your knowledge. You need to increase your skills. Of fine-tune your skills, and you need to improve on your attitude.
Okay.
The 3 indicators that shows growth is how more you know now than you used to know.
Used to know.
What you can do now that you could not do before. And how better you are now in terms of attitude. So for anybody that wants to achieve anything significant in 2018, you have goals, you set, you're praying. You know, the beginning of the year, there's a lot of prophecy. You know, you pray, you're expecting, you have some desires. The way to get what you are aiming at is to seek growth. What you desire is growth, and it's to seek growth. And if you are seeking growth, it's about improving your knowledge, improving your skills and improving your attitude.
Oh, I like that.
All right, just to remind you that it is not just about us here. We are learning new things. We're learning how to improve on our knowledge, our skills, and attitude. And if you have some gray areas that you need enlightening on, or you can actually ask questions, you can contribute. You can be part of this conversation. It is very, very, very interactive. You can do that by sending an SMS on the number that will be displayed on the screen shortly. It is on the screen right now. Or you can also interact with us via our various social media platforms using the hashtag Galaxy Today. How to grow in 2018 like a champion is our subject of discourse this morning. Continue, Biola.
Yes, you know, and there are people who desire growth.
Yeah.
But instead of following the process of growth, they follow something else.
Okay.
Those are the people that I describe as those that like to jump up. Because the truth is, if you jump up, you will come down. But if you grow up, you will stay up.
You stay up.
If you jump up, definitely you will come down.
Gravity.
Gravity. Gravity.
Yeah.
For example, I mean, a 5-year-old, for example, is not as tall as a 15-year-old. But the 5-year-old can jump up. And you take a picture of him jumping up. And you can see that his head level may be at the same head level with the 15-year-old. But the guy comes down back to basis. And so there are sharp practices people are engaged in when you don't seek knowledge, when you don't fine-tune your skills, and you don't improve on your attitude. Even if you know people, you know, I say that the people you know may open the door for you, but it's the knowledge, the skills, and attitude that you have that will determine whether you will stay in the room or they will throw you out of the room. Many people are seeking to improve their network, which is good. It is said that your network determines your net worth. But between turning network to net worth is a gap. That thing in between is the place of your knowledge, your skills, and your attitude. I mean, if you want somebody to help you, for example, you know, people don't necessarily help you by giving you money. People help you by teaching you how to make money. Even if they've given you money, it's an investment. You need to have the skills to transform that money, you know, to multiply the money into profitability. That is the place of knowledge, skill, and attitude. Are you an entrepreneur and you want to make more money this year? You need to improve on your knowledge, your skill, and your attitude. Are you an employee somewhere? You're seeking promotion, you know, I mean, you're tired of being on the same level, you know, rather than complaining about your organization or complaining about your bosses or complaining about every other person. Because what most people do is when things are wrong, when things go wrong, every other person is wrong apart from them. All right? So instead of looking out and complaining about what is not working, look within and improve your knowledge, your skill, and your attitude, which is what we do basically in our organization, helping people to improve their knowledge, to improve their skills and their attitude.
Okay, sorry, just a button. I can see messages coming in. Please always remember to tell us your name and where you are writing us from, so that way we can actually keep tabs with you. This one is say, I don't know if maybe he just joined or she just joined. There's no name here. Maybe just to reiterate, how can someone take the right decisions in order to grow and succeed in life?
Okay. Well, that's what we've been saying.
I'm sure he just joined.
Yes. So the way to make the right decision, number one, is knowledge. The more you know, the better you are positioned to making a decision on that. I mean, you could be someone that makes impulsive decisions before, just the way you feel, you know, that you feel this is right or you feel this is wrong. And decisions are not supposed to be made on your feelings. They're supposed to be made on facts. So the more you know, the better you can make decisions. So saying in life, that's very general. Let's take business as an example. So you want to decide on which new business that you want to do, or even within your business, you have a business running already, and you want to decide on what market to serve, for example. It's important to find out, to know who are the people that will need what I have. And by finding out doesn't mean you have to conduct a research that you have 1,000 people, a sample of 1,000 people, or a sample of 10,000 people. There are people around you. You know, there's something we're creating in our organization. It's a reality TV show centered around communication for millennials. And we've been going about asking people around us, you know, the millennials around us, that, oh, so what do you think? How do you think this should go? Now, we don't think we know it all. We're asking and seeking opinions of people. And we're not asking one person or two people or five people. We're asking many people to sample a cross-section, to gather knowledge, to gather information, so that we can better deliver what we have in mind to do. So it is important to focus on gaining knowledge. And one of the easiest ways to gain knowledge, I can't overemphasize this, social media. And by social media, I'm not saying that you should read some people's opinion. When you want to read, when you want to get knowledge from social media, be sure that the individual putting out that knowledge is a resourceful person, is a certified person, knows what he or she is talking about. There are various videos on YouTube to teach you anything you want to learn.
But how about seminars, conferences, and probably mentorship?
Mentorship. Okay.
Are they not important when it comes to gaining knowledge?
Yeah, great question. Which is even what we do, you know, in our organization. We have like 15 programs, 15 courses, you know, that we teach people, you know, through seminars, through in-house training, through implants, you know, training. About 15 courses where you can use to improve your knowledge, improve your skill, and improve your attitude as well. You know, many people will see an advert for a seminar, they will not attend, but they will see an advert, even when it is free. But they will see an advert for a concert immediately. They are there. Now, I'm not saying don't attend concerts. I'm saying that seek for balance, you know, in your life. Catch fun as much as you like. I like to catch fun too. Catch fun as much as you like. But in catching fun, don't catch fun at the expense of what gives your life meaning. Don't catch fun focusing on the things that take money out of your pocket. You also want to do things that will bring money into your pocket and bring meaning to your life. And the more skillful you are, the more attractive you are to money.
Okay, fine. More questions just rolling in on the show this morning. This one says, my name is Agatha from Kaduna State. How do I improve or change my attitude? She wants to know. Okay,
great question. The desire to change attitude is the beginning of change for you. The fact that you realize that you need to improve in that and change that. It is said that it is your attitude that determines your altitude, not your aptitude. The place of aptitude is knowledge and skill. The place of attitude is in your behavior. One of the easiest ways to improve your attitude is to listen to the people who matter around you. The people who matter to you and care for you, they have things they can share with you about how you can improve. They will give you feedback free of charge. They are giving you the feedback not to prove that they are anything, but because they genuinely care for you. So, is there anything people are saying to you? Do they say to you that, oh, you don't smile always? You know, how come you like frowning? That is the beginning of change. You know, how come you get angry? You know, that you get angry easily. Oh, so really, I don't know, I get angry easily, but now you know. Because the change of attitude and the improvement that we seek, the growth that we seek, we move from a state where I call unconscious incompetence to unconscious competence. The first level of unconscious incompetence is you did not know that your attitude is not right. So, but now you have listened to feedback from people. They've told you that this is the way you behave. So now you know. That is unconscious incompetence. You now move to the place where you now know that this thing is not right, that you need to improve on it. That is the place of conscious incompetence. That is, you now know that you don't know. You now move to the third stage, which is what I call conscious competence, which is where you now gather information that you know that you know. You know, the place to improve attitude, pay attention to what people are saying. That is where you pay attention and you ask them, how do you think I can improve? Attend seminars, you know, attend conferences, read books, you know, read books. When you go online, when you are online, because I'm sure that person goes online well, when you are online, go and read things that will develop your psychology, not just things that will entertain you. Entertainment is good, no doubt about it, you know, but after you entertain, what next? You know, that is the question. Now, as much as you now commit to that, then you move to the first stage, which is unconscious competence, which is you don't need to learn, you know, which is now you know, and you don't even need to apply yourself to say, oh, this is how I need to behave. that by default you behave right in certain circumstances.
Okay, more questions and more feedbacks here. Although I'm getting, don't call this number. If you need to relate with us, just send an SMS and we will attend to it. Although some of these are not related, but let me just read one or two that I think that could fly. Okay, how can I improve? How can I overcome pleasing others at my own expense? Yeah.
Great question. So the first question I would have loved to ask that person is are you sure that you are pleasing others at your own expense, or you want to be sure that you are not pleasing others at your own expense? Is this something that is happening and that happens over and over again? You know, but this is the solution to it. It is good to care for people. It is said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. But it's important for you to always draw the line, to know what you have the ability. You have limited ability. I mean, I don't care how much you've been motivated or inspired by somebody that you can do anything. You can't do everything. You can't be everywhere at every time. No, you only have 24 hours, you know, and you need to sleep and wake up. You need to do certain things, you know. And so you don't have all the resources in the world. You have limited resources as well. But what you want to always do is to ensure that you are there for people and you help as much as you can, not to your own expense. You need to always draw the line. People will ask you for more than you can give, always. People, for who people are, people will ask you for more than you can give, for more than you have. So I remember some years ago, somebody sent me a notice. The person said he needs 3 million naira. Can I transfer it to him in 30 minutes? You know, I had to go. I checked the mirror around with that. Wow, let me look at myself. Well, so this guy is asking me for 3M. He said, just send it to me. You know, I just need to do a transaction in about 5 minutes time. That is what people will do. But you now need to know, what do you have? 1, 2. How much of it can you use to help? It's good to help people, but it's always important to draw the line. So, and always, at times we put ourselves in trouble with that because we overpromise. You know, because we overpromise. The way to go is underpromise and overdeliver.
Okay, but I think, and just to say something about her, in a place where it has nothing, okay, pleasing people at your own detriment, necessarily might not be in cash. It could be in the kind overstretching yourself. How, because sometimes I find myself in that kind of shoes. How do you balance that?
And then when to say no.
You can't say no. And it feels like, okay, I can actually help out.
But is it okay to say no sometimes?
It's okay to say no, and you have to say no sometimes, but there are creative ways of saying no.
No, okay.
One of the creative ways of saying no is if somebody comes to you and asks for something and you know you cannot give it that time, you can refer the person to something, to something or to someone, right, else that you think can provide it. So you've not said, no, get out of my face. You're saying, I care for you, but I'm not in the position to do this right now. But this is what I think you can do. When people ask you for anything, don't just turn them down as much as you cannot meet up. Make sure you still look for, refer
ways
them, refer them, look for something to say to them, refer them to something,
Okay, let's say in a situation whereby someone tells you to help me babysit this child. Okay. And then you have to be out in maybe in 2-3 hours, and the person promises to be home within maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, and the person is not around. Now, there are other options, but you don't want to try these options. You just want to stay. I'd rather stay, probably lose or forget about my own appointment and just babysit. Let me do, this part of you feel like, okay, I'm doing it for the baby anyway, this innocent child. Let me just sit back. In a situation like that, where it feels like you're always stretching yourself, and you always want to put a stop to it, or probably just do to the point where you know you can do it. How do you do it? I mean, if you find yourself in such a tight corner, and the person is not there for you to tell the person, I can't continue, take over from here. What do you do?
Okay, 1, if the sacrifice is worth it, it is okay. 2 is, at times you win some, you lose some. At times the reason you're even trying to seek to please that person is not just you want to please the person, because you probably know that the person has done something good for you before, or the person is about to do something good for you. So kind of what you're doing is a means to an end. Kind of is a means to an end. Okay. When the sacrifice is not worth it, and when it's not a means to an end, and you're about to lose something, it's important for us to be proactive. So you've come to me. You said just for 30 minutes or 1 hour, and I know I'm going out in 2 hours, right? The two of us will agree on how to go about to bring a third party in, you know, that because in about 30 minutes, I am going out as well. Most times, the reason people get to displease themselves and please others is they don't even share their own concerns, you know, the thing they just said, oh, take this, and you just take it. You know, you didn't say, oh, I'm happy to help you for 30 minutes because I am going to so and so place. So in case you don't come by then, where should we put the baby? But no, don't worry, I'll be back by then. Say, I understand. I'm just saying that in case we need to agree on that, and when we agree, then I will help you.
All right, it's still Galaxy today, and we're looking at growth in 2018, how you can grow like a champion at the show. We'll come take the rest of your feedback. So just remember that we'll still be looking at parental tips for raping minors in a moment. Keep your messages coming, and we will deal with them. Stay with us.
A lot is happening around the world today, from UK's historic exit from the European Union to Donald Trump's presidency that is putting America and its interests first.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first.
There's also the emergence of a new generation of leaders from Luxembourg, Canada, Ireland, to the election of 39-year-old Emmanuel Macron in France. The world is changing, but to what extent will this change affect Nigeria and the African continent?
The question people are asking is why do we want to allow an outsider that has not strengthened his own backyard? Is it because of economic interest?
That's the question we answer here on Global Arena as we bring to you in-depth analysis of global issues and how they affect us, highlighting the continent's interest in international affairs.
Are you a fashion designer with creative, eccentric, extraordinary, and mind-blowing designs? If yes, join us for auditions at the White House Hotel, Train Street, Ikeja, Lagos, with samples of your designs.
Audition dates 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th of January 2018. Final auditions holds on the 6th of February 2018.
Time is 9 a.m. prompt. It is fashion at its peak.
Now it's in bed, anything for me.
All right, welcome back. It's still Galaxy today, and we're about wrapping up on this segment of discussion. But let me see if I can take one or two SMSs before Abiola wraps it up. Hello, Sam by name. My major goal for this is to go into music industry. Okay, did the message fly? With my great songs, I have demos. How do I move from demos? That's one.
Okay.
My name is Sarah from Lagos. Please, I'm always hot-tempered. How do I control it? Okay. That's for attitude too. This one is asking if witchcraft can actually stop growth in business. That's another question. And, okay, I'm trying to just get a hold of myself. Let's just deal with those questions.
Okay. Yeah. The first one is about anger.
Well, anger, yeah.
Okay.
Concerning temper, hot temper.
Hot temper.
Yes.
Okay. I can't give you a quick fix to this. You know, I can't just tell you that this is what works and go and apply it. It's not a miracle because you didn't get here today. You know, some things must have happened and led to where you are today. But I'm glad that you've seen that you have hot temper and you want to improve. That is the beginning of growth that is desired. So what you need to do is to commit to a process, to commit to a learning process. And anytime you hear about emotional intelligence, you know, anytime you hear about any training or conference or seminar or anything about emotional intelligence, please attend. Google, bring out your phone, type in emotional intelligence and read up and learn and see what they have to say there. I can't say that when you do this or when there's simple things I can share with you on know your triggers, know what triggers, you know, what gets you angry, And once you know what gets you angry, avoid that. But that can be just a simple thing that may not work in the long term. You know, but what you want to do is to commit to a process of learning. Anytime you see any conversation on emotional intelligence or anger management, please register for it, learn about it, go on Google and read about it, go on YouTube, there are videos you can watch, you know, on it. And if you follow me on Instagram also, there are certain tips that you will see over time. It is not a one-time thing. What you see over time, so that you can be better at that. And the Instagram handle, by the way, is at Abiola_champ, at Abiola_champ.
Okay. Let's just wrap it up. That's what the one I'm asking about. If witchcraft can actually, you know, hamper growth in business.
Okay. Well, I'm not I'm not a diviner. But this is what I know. I know. Most times when things don't work, you know, instead of working them, we look for who to blame.
Okay.
Right. So we'll blame people around us, and we'll blame witchcraft on it as well, because most times we are lazy. You know, as a people. We are lazy, we go to church, we go to mosque, and we confess it as well, it shall be done, and we fold our arms, you know, without knowing that the process of working, let me use Bible for example, you know, there's a gentleman, you know, whose name is Paul, that said that I plant, my partner waters, and then we pray for God to give the increase. But what we do is, you know, we are just praying for increase, you know, without doing the work, without planting. I mean, if you know about baking, you know, when they put yeast, the purpose of the yeast is to make the substance to grow. So, but what we do is we just pour yeast inside water, and we expect miracles to happen. So when it doesn't happen, we now say witchcraft. So the first thing we want to do is learn, commit to growing your knowledge, your skills, and your attitude. Then we can now talk.
All right, we have to rest it at that. We want to say many thanks to